Hey guys, and welcome to Sounds Like NYC. I messed that up. I should start over. Whatever. We'll keep it. Sounds Like NYC episode, I want to say 18, but it could be wrong. It could be 19. I don't really keep track of the episodes.
It's all good.
And I'm here with my buddy Terrence. Tell me a little about yourself. What do you do?
Hey, so I'm a Christian hip-hop recording artist, slash graphic designer, slash entrepreneur. And I say entrepreneur because I don't know exactly what to call myself because I'm all around. Basically, I'm working on something called Fade Screenings right now.
Okay.
It's based off of my old radio show. It's called WEEE Live Entertainment. I just decided to create an LLC based off that show's name. So just a quick background story, I guess, since you asked. About maybe, I think 9 years now, 9 years ago, I was diagnosed with Chron disease. Okay. Chron disease is a gastrointestinal disease. For anybody that doesn't know, it's basically like the bacteria inside your stomach eats itself up.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I was diagnosed with that at the age of 17, I believe. And basically, it took a toll on my health, obviously.
Jesus, yeah.
And I was 160 pounds at the time. And within months, I went down to 90 pounds underweight for my age.
Wow.
And from that point, for 7 years, throughout that time, I was battling my weight from about 115 pounds, 110, and it was just fluctuating. Right. And I was just trying to maintain it to stay alive, obviously. So from that point, I had lost my health insurance. Doctors were rejecting me left and right. I went to a holistic doctor to get natural medicine. That kind of helped me throughout the course of time. And yeah, man. And I was on bed rest for 2 years. And throughout the time that I was on bed rest for 2 years, I basically started a radio show. Okay. And it was called WEEE Live, WEEE Live Radio. And from that point, for I think about like maybe within a 9 month span, I gained 10,000 listeners online.
That's great.
Yeah. And I interviewed celebrities from like Jay Holiday. I'm probably naming names right now. People are like, who the hell is that? But Jay Holiday, Lumidee, the Professor, Def Jam marketing people and stuff like that. And yeah, it just, that was just my motivation throughout that time. And then eventually I had to stop the show again because of health issues.
Right.
And yeah, basically I got to a point where I was so down and out and on bed rest that I was just like, man, there has to be something. And that's when I was like, you know what, all my life, my grandma, my parents, everybody around me was religious based. And I seen God work in their lives, but I just never seen God work much for me at that point. And I was like, God, man, if you're real and you're out there, like if Christ, you really exist, then show yourself to me. And I was like, heal me. And I promise I'll make myself a walking testimony wherever I go.
For sure.
And, so from that point on, things got a little worse, but that's when the surgery happened. I had surgery in 2015, and they removed 7 inches of my small intestine.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's where the disease was. It was like all in that track. And so from that point on, since then I've been healing. And doctors are not really finding much of a sign. And sometimes it pops up, but then it goes away.
Right.
And I feel like that's honestly just based on my walk with Christ. As close as I get to God, the disease is just not there. So, yeah, it's a testimony about my story. And yeah, that's how I ended up doing radio and stuff like that. And with the whole music, I obviously changed that because I was doing music before, but it was just more like I wasn't in it for a purpose. I was in it more so for myself. And it was just like, okay, talk about anything, rap, curse, and all this other stuff. And now I actually have content. And now I'm starting to see the growth in it,
For sure.
So
there's no substance in it?
There wasn't much substance back then.
Okay.
There was, like, at some point I would rap, but then I'd curse in it too. And I'm just like, this, I don't know, when you hear a song difference nowadays, like if you hear a song without cursing, you could vibe to this with anybody with your parents around or whatever. If you hear that one curse, it just kind of gets awkward in the room. It's like, oh crap, like, so.
Yeah, show this grandma.
Right, they can't, but now I actually make music that anybody can listen to and they actually love it, so, yeah.
Well, I guess this is I have a problem with cursing. It's probably because I was, born in New York City.
Well, yeah, I understand. People look, I slip up too, I'm not perfect, but like...
it's like, it's just so easy to do it. It's just, I guess I forget. But, I'm really interested in your music. Just, tell me more about that. Like, what brought you to that specific, song that you really love, stuff like that.
Okay, well, yeah, with music, so I was writing songs since I was like 11. basically started off with poetry. Poetry was my first love. You know, I used to write poems to myself, to people, stuff like that. And basically one of my friends, I forgot who it was, man, it's horrible, but that person told me, yo, you should do rap. And I was like, I don't know, I don't think that's my forte. And I was like, bro, it's just like poetry, just with a beat on it.
Right.
And, you know, so we started practicing. He started playing some instrumentals. I don't like that one, he picked out something. And I think the first one was a Kanye beat. And that's when I started writing to it. Like, I already had the song written, and I basically started just reciting my poems to the beat, to the rhythm. And he was like, yo, you're onto something. I'm just like, okay. So
like, you didn't feel it, but he felt it.
Right, and, you know, from there, that's when I started to follow along with it and play around with it. Then I started to get more involved, and I'm like, yo, I think I'll actually like this. Or this is like another thing for me. It's just something grew inside of me. From then, that's when I just started going at it, you know. And I didn't get serious until obviously I gave it my life to Christ. So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
So it took. Do you think usually it takes other people to notice before you, or is it the other way around?
That's a good question. It honestly depends. You know, I say it depends because based on your mindset. Right. It's all a mindset thing at the end of the day. Because if you hear music and you're like, yo, I want to do this because so and so inspired me, then that's your mindset, and you automatically believe in yourself at that point. Yeah. But when it comes to somebody else, like, you know, saying, yo, I see something in you, you don't see it in yourself, it's because of the insecurity or how you was raised, something, you know, something lacks there. And I think for me, basically, it was just more of how I was raised. My parents were they're from the Caribbean, I'm Haitian, so, yeah, you know, they struggled back then, and they came here to make a living for yourself. They want you to become like something that they couldn't become, you know. Right. They live their dreams through you, sort of. Yeah. And for me, it was just like, oh yeah, you know, let's make you a doctor or a nurse and stuff. I'm just like, a doctor or a nurse? Come on, Mom, seriously? Yeah. So, and I was like, oh, my son became a rapper. I'm like, okay, whatever. So, you know, but now my mom actually hears the song and she's like, yo, you should do American Idol. I'm just like, I don't sing like that, you know. So, but the fact that she's saying that to me, that means a lot. That's like the world to me, because it's like now she actually supporting you, what I was, you know. So if it was like that from the beginning, I think that it could have been bigger than that, you know. Now, but yeah.
So you do graphic designing also, you said, right?
Yeah, everything was self-taught, man. Even the music video, Good Enough, is out right now. If anybody want to check it out on YouTube, Xandre, Good Enough, just a plug-in. But yeah, if anybody, but yeah, if you see my stuff, it was all self-taught. And the thing about it is, I went through hell before that video came out, bro. Like, I'm talking about, like, man, my girlfriend is a witness, man. Like, True. It was, man, I was about to give up. I was just like, man, I worked my butt off for this video, and the files were just like gone. They weren't corrupted, and it was like, I think this was like, I was releasing it on Saturday, and this happened on like Thursday morning, and I'm just like, bro, what the heck? And what happened after that? And there was I was supposed to release the song on the 1st of April. For Resurrection Sunday, and the TuneCore hits me up and they're like, there's an error, you know, basically saying that the song wasn't released. It was set for Monday the 9th, and I'm like, that's not right because I entered the 1st. I don't know how that happened between you guys. And they were basically just saying like, you know, basically the only way we can fix that is if you send a message to them, and you know, you basically get the song. They will put the song on hold, and then it will take 30 days to fix. I'm just like, it doesn't make sense. I just need it to be out now. Right, like, it basically, you know, it's just like booty cheeks out of the situation at this point. Okay, like there was no like, they basically didn't care. They were just like, whatever. So you know, long story short, but yeah, everything worked out for the best. I felt like the reason why everything happened is because God just wanted me to focus on the video. For sure. And the way I came out with the video was through anger, but I usually work best in my anger, if that makes sense. And the video came out doper than what it actually was going to be. So I'm just grateful for the whole situation.
So you use anger as a weapon.
Right, makes sense. I was done, so, right.
I mean, I'm a firm believer too that everything that happens to you happens for a reason, right? So, like you said, it's all about mindset and how you look at things. Like, you know, it's just a mental switch you got to make, right, especially as an artist, because you're gonna have to struggle, you know, a lot, but you're doing it for something you love, right? So graphic design. Why graphic design? Like, what drew you to that?
So basically, I came up with that because It's called TK Graphics 1. Never really figured out why I called it that, but I just kept the name because it sounds nice. So basically, I decided to do this platform for artists like myself because I realized with graphics, you know, the designers charge an arm and a leg just to get something done, and I was like, it's kind of ridiculous if an artist is paying like $200 and they gotta pay for the studio session and all the other stuff. I'm like, it's just a quick design. It's not crazy, you know. So basically, I was just like, you know, I'm gonna create something. I'm gonna create a platform for other artists and anybody in the entertainment business or anybody in general who needs a graphic design for affordable rates at budgets that they can always afford.
Right.
You know, so if it's your budget, you can always afford it. It's never out of your limit, and that's what I do with that budget is research to see how I can get that vision to come to life with that budget. And if it needs to be a little bumped up a notch, I'll explain that to them like, hey, you know, your vision is dope, but you kind of need to raise your budget. And yeah, I've been successful so far. I've started the business for 2 years now, and you know, I've worked for good celebrities. Right now, I'm doing graphics for. He's popping off right now with Eric Thomas. Toby Nwigwe. Yeah, I do graphics for him. I'm on his team right now. Yeah, and you know, it's been a great experience. It's challenging because he posts something new every Sunday. But it's been a blessing nonetheless because now it helps me as an artist to know how I can go about bringing out content and how to edit. And yeah, it's just been fun nonetheless. As stressful as it is, but it's been fun nonetheless. So yeah, that's why I do graphics. And yeah, it's been working out so good for me. So
I love when an artist has more than one medium they use, just because I feel like, you know, you can grab something from one end and put it into the next. Like, do you think you feel that in, like, you know, graphic designing and music? Do you feel that at all, like any sort of like meshing between the two?
Yeah, because art is omnipresent. Like, it's everywhere, man. Like, you know, from the hall design in here to the table and everything, and art is everywhere. So I honestly do think they come hand in hand because usually for most designs that I've made, when I'm designing these things, I hear the artist's music as it's playing. So if the song is called like Told Me, Jocking, or Murder, you know, stuff like that, I would listen to it and I'm just like, what is the song telling me right now? You know, how can I come up with the picture for this? Because I see the album cover very like, it's very important. Like, when that's the first thing you meet when it comes to the song. And if it doesn't attract your eye and makes you want to click play, nobody's gonna click on it. So that's why I take my time with designing it, and most of the ways I design them are captivating. It's like an art masterpiece in a sense. I'm not trying to like sound egotistical, but it really looks like, you know, something that you'd see in a museum. Right. So that's why I put my all in it, and that's why it opened up the doors for me to work with these artists.
So how are you marketing yourself?
I let my work market itself, and first and foremost, I don't do anything without God driving me through it. Okay. Because that's how I can last with anything. So yeah.
So are you like, you know, what do you do to get clients then? Can you just kind of see your Instagram or?
Yeah, well, I don't even post much on the Instagram. It's per se. It's more through relationships.
Okay, so word of mouth.
Word of mouth, and always. Never miss an opportunity. When you see it, get on it. Like, I don't care how tired you are, you know. Like, when Toby posted that he was seeking graphic designers, videographers, like, I was checking his page religiously. Like, you know, like, I was just like, nah, man, I need to get this opportunity. And I reached out sometimes, and he didn't answer, you know, same. But I think with that, when he sees how consistent you are,
for sure,
with anybody, you know, it doesn't matter who it is, Gary Vee, Eric Thomas, or whatever. Then they see the consistency and your effort to reaching out to them is gonna happen, you know. And it also takes faith and trusting in yourself and always growing. I never stop learning. With the graphics, I always try to learn how to make my last move the best move, my next move the best move. That's how it goes, and you know, and that's how I succeeded to where I'm at with everything. So
yeah, if I think about Gary Vee, and I don't think anybody knows. I don't even know if I talked about this, but the reason why I did this podcast, right, it was because I went to his K-Swiss event. Oh wow! Yeah, I got his shoes. I have them on right now, actually. Okay. Yeah. And I met him, and it's just like, you know, I had this idea, you know, what should I do? And he's like, just fucking do it. And so then, you know, just researching a little bit, like, you know, what I need, programs to make it, you know, sound better, whatever. And yeah, in the course of, like, you know, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, just went out and did it, and it was just like, yeah.
Wow, man, look at you now. Like,
yeah, right?
That's crazy. Wow.
Episode 20 now.
Shout out to Gary
19, 20. So who do you like other than, like, who do you see yourself, like?
What do you mean?
Like, inspiring you to do your thing, or like?
My inspiration comes from everyday people, man. To be honest, because you meet people on a regular, like life is a huge journey, and the biggest inspiration you can get is throughout your journey. I don't think it's to get inspiration more so based on somebody's life, because they've already lived their life and they're probably still living their life. So you're just basically keeping up with their journey. But when you pay attention and focus on yours, there's a beauty in that, and that beauty itself takes you farther than you could have ever imagined. So
for sure,
it's just based on the everyday people I meet around, and the priorities and responsibilities, making sure you survive, and you have people watching you. I have my girlfriend watching me, she's supporting me. I have a bunch of new followers that are supporting me now, and they're just seeing how I grow. Like, I have a little sister, my mom, and stuff like that, and even my mother, she didn't support this at all. But she's been seeing, she's been seeing how everything is progressing for me, so now she believes in me. So it's just about the people in your journey. When you use that as your motivation and don't let it bring you down, there's something about that.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that 100%. Like, the reason I'm doing this is so I can meet as many people as I can. You know what I mean? I want to get into, helping artists in New York City, because I feel like, where else are you going to find?
Everybody's an artist out here, so
exactly.
And if if you use that to your advantage, Sounds Like NYC, and it's basically, I'm not trying to say it sounds like everybody, but if you get the sound of everybody, because everybody has a different sound, just to go so far, For sure. It could be like sounds like Chicago, then it could be sounds like, So it's just
you're getting. I didn't say that was in the cards, but that's in the cards.
Okay, well, you see.
Yeah. I'm glad you're. Yeah. Awesome. So, anything coming up? Anything that's anything new?
Yeah, man, I'm working on an EP right now. It's called What's New, because people always ask me anything new. So basically, I'm just going to answer it. It's just going to be answering every question that you may have or had about, like, how I was going with the disease. So why am I an artist? Like, what makes me do this, and how has life been going for me, and all that, what's next. And it's basically just going to answer all your questions. That's what at least I plan to do with it. And then there's going to be some dope visuals, right? I'm planning them right now. But I'm actually just shooting out singles to, to bring some hype to my name and stuff like that, to the brand, so that people can see that Christian music is not just Jesus.
Yeah.
It's actually more like, yo, this is real. Like,
Right.
And these guys are actually dope. They can do stuff. Like, we have like Andy Mineo, Lecrae. We have Words Plays, Social Club Misfits. There's a lot right now, and I think they're captivating the audience of the world, a carnal mind, or whatever they want to call it in the religion. But yeah, so the world's starting to know more about Christian rappers, and I think it's the time that we do make a difference for it. So,
right. Yeah. So you're using this as a platform to make a difference, then, ultimately.
Right, and to basically just show that God is real. That's all it is.
Oh, great. What do you want to leave with?
I just want to leave with I hope, my story, I'm a walking testimony. That's what I have on my page on Instagram, and I hope that, this podcast interviews inspired you, it talked to you somehow, some way, changed the course of your life and make you see things differently. And I got an EP coming out soon. And just follow me on social media, Instagram at Xandre Music, Xandre Music. And please do watch Good Enough on YouTube. Subscribe, comment, and all that other good stuff.
We'll link all that up.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Awesome,
Appreciate it. Thank you for this interview, brother.
Yeah.